Welcome to Weary Wolf Adventures and another blustery, wintry, wet, windy day down the allotment. We've got 50-mile-an-hour plus winds today. So I looked out the window this morning and I had a double think whether I wanted to come down, but do you know what? It's already got to that point where this is so important for my mental health, just being out down here, that I figured I just need to come down. Just do what I can, potter around, get a few jobs done. You can hear that wind coming now, can't you? Potter about, get some bits done, have a coffee, have a chat with you guys, have a catch up, see how everyone's getting on, fill you in on my life. We're absent Vicky today. She had a night out with friends, a little Christmas get together yesterday, and she's feeling worse for wear this morning. She's in bed with a sore head. Too much wine, and I'm just gonna try and make the most of what I can do down here. So I think first job is to get the remaining pallets out from the car, walk them all the way down, get them to the bottom of the garden so we can focus on getting the second compost bed up together, and then I'll have a coffee and then we'll work out where we're going to go from there. I've just realised that I've left my drill and all my screws and everything in the car, so I'm going to head on back, grab them. I might check in on Rosie, see how she is in this horrible weather, and then we'll get this fixed back up we'll get this put together. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys is we've had a couple of the onions poking their heads out the ground, which is really positive. First bit of growth in the allotment this year. I've well and truly broken my camera phone mount, so that's going to go on my list for a Christmas present this year. It lasted 6-7 months, but I have been using it quite frequently. We put the brace across the top as well to hold that in place. found a few bigger pieces of wood which I'm going to use just to strengthen the top, and then I'll show you in a second. The wind's getting a lot worse. I'm just going to try and get a few bags of manure into the bottom of the new compost bin, and then I'll show you it. Then we're going to actually stop for that coffee. I thought I'd better just crack on and make the most of the fact that it wasn't raining when we started. It was just windy, but it's now picked up. The wind's getting really strong and it's raining, quite a lot of rain. So let's get a few more bits done as quick as we can and then get in here where it's dry and have a coffee and a chat. So that's bins 1 and 2 done. I'll probably put a third one in. I've got the spare pallet, but for now 2 is going to be enough. I have found a piece of wood to secure across the front, which we can remove as and when we want to. Sometimes it feels like brambles actively hunt you down, like they're trying to get you. Right, I think we're done down by the compost bit. I need some bigger screws for the front, the beam bit of wood we're putting across the front, but let's have a look. So I need some bigger screws for that. I've got some other wood there. I could double that up as we build it up. We could stack them up. If I put a single screw in each bit, then that should hold it in. That's last week's job done, and you can see that's starting to rot down, and yeah, we can add to that. And then just to get going on this one, because we needed a few more bags for the new manure created by Rosie, I've just chucked some in there today. But considering this weather, the fact that it's absolutely blowing a gale out here, most people aren't silly enough to even come out, but I just needed to get out. I'm pretty happy with that. So now that's built and strong and sturdy, not going anywhere, we've got the spare one there, which I'll put in there once we've cleaned that out. That's going to be another job, guys. Organise the manure, clear out this. And Diane Lee in the comments, I hope I got that name right, she said do not try to compost the brambles, these big thick brambles. She said they take far too long to rot down and let the brambles stay around for years. So thank you so much for that. I'm still learning. I'm constantly learning. This is all a new venture. I've grown before. I've had an allotment before, but this is the first undertaking of an attempt to be more self-sufficient. So now that I know that, thank you so much for that information. I will make sure I chop it all up, get it bagged up, and that goes down to our local tip. So that won't be going in here. So we'll be focusing more on rotting down leaf mold, dead leaves, the manure and green matter, but not the brambles. The wind's blown the lid off the water butt. That wind's really put a dampener on today. I still think we've made some progress. Just pour my coffee before I keep talking. I'm still happy that we've made some progress and we've got that second compost bin in. I wanted to get that done. I had permission to take some pallets from work. I couldn't leave them in the car. I didn't want to drag them through the house into the garden at home. So, and I can't leave stuff out the front just in case people help themselves, because that's happened before. So that's done. So that's the car cleared out. That's the pallets done for now. That's a job done for now, apart from getting some bigger screws to put in the front so we can just keep the compost in the actual bays. But I'm really happy with that. It's now started raining a lot more. And this is the end of our trip down the allotment this week, guys. I might, after this coffee, just put a few screws in the bay where I showed you where the onions and garlic are starting to come through. I'm really happy with that as well. It's just nice to see a little bit of progress. I know it's just a few garlic and onion bulbs sprouting through, but it's a good sign. This year is all about experimentation. You can hear that wind and rain, I imagine. It's kind of cozy in here though, and I've had my fresh air. I've been out. I feel like I've done something outside. It's been a long week at work because Christmas is my busiest time. I don't know what Cameron keeps doing is his own zooming in. Driving down here, I've seen a few trees down. That wind's not to be messed with. She's still at home with a headache. I like a drink, but I don't like getting drunk anymore. I think it's an age thing, but as you get older, it takes a hell of a long time to get over your headache and your hangover. And I don't like wasting my weekends. As you can tell, it's 50-mile-an-hour winds and raining, and I've still got down here because I want to make the most of it, because before you know it, you're back to work on a Monday. Before I leave today, I'll post it this week, but I wanted to do a little review video. I haven't done a review video for a while. I like doing them. I like trying to do review videos. Whether I'm good at them or not is another matter. But I'm going to review this tool, which I picked up after seeing someone talking about it online. And this is most definitely not a gimmick. This tool is one of the best tools I've now got for gardening and veg growing. There's a train. I got my first channel member this week, which has absolutely blown my mind. That's Mulder Dreamland. So yeah, thank you so much for that, mate. That's unbelievable. So I started this channel 8 months ago. I checked yesterday for my first post, and that was looking at MSR stove. So it's been 8 months, and I just thought I'll get into this and I'll just share my hobbies, vlog what I love doing, and you know, if people join in, they join in. But I've already been overwhelmed by the response. So many of you just jump into the comments. I can't thank you enough for that. We're always having chats. I get some great advice off of people, a lot of support, a lot of love for the family. I already appreciated my wife and kids anyway, but the amount of positive comments saying how lucky I am, it's just reinforced, you know, how grateful I should be for my life. And yeah, it's one of those things where I've always thought about doing a channel, and I thought, who's going to want to watch me? Who's going to be interested in my life? Because I'm quite I like the simple things. I like gardening, I like fishing, I like being outdoors, and I just love my family. I'm not about flashy things. I'm not about expensive things. You know, I've got a car which I've had for 11 years, and I hope to have it for another 11 years more. And it's all battered, and I just don't. It's not my style. I just like being outdoors. I love the idea of being prepared and self-sufficient. I've made a real conscious effort to get involved in gardening, specifically growing my own fruit and veg. I'm not a massive fan of growing flowers, but I do think I might try and grow a few flowers just to give to Vicky this year, though. I'm gonna have to find a way of doing that on the sly, on the sneaky, because when she's down here she'll probably spot them. But yeah, that I'd like that. Instead of just going to the shop and buying them, I'd love to be able to grow a few and just be like, look, I grew these for you. So that's, you know, other than that, it's fruit and veg. But yeah, and trying out MREs and camping with the family and holidays, and it's, you know, like, we've had some great holidays over the last few years, just going around the south coast of England, camping, and yeah, and I just thought, wow, there's so many people now who're just interested in my life and what I'm up to, and I'm so grateful, and I feel like I've made some decent friends out of it. I really do. And we're at 739 or 740 subscribers. I've got a member. My watch time's through the roof, so at some point in the future, if I'm lucky enough, I'll get monetized, and I'll just put it all straight back into the channel. Another train going past. Yeah, and it won't be a massive amount of money at all, but any little bit which comes in will just go straight on the channel. Vicky's already said just put it back in. So, you know, get some better recording equipment, because you guys put up with some of my basic recording. Upgrade the stand, maybe get a camera at some point, because everything I do is on my phone. I edit in the van at work on my lunch breaks, so that's my lunch breaks made more efficient. Before I used to just watch stuff on I used to just not really just waste an hour. So now with this channel, I'm like, lunch break, get editing. I've got a little notepad and I write down all these ideas. I've got hundreds of video ideas. I listen to podcasts when I'm working all day driving around, because most of you already know that I do deliveries, so all day long for like 10 hours I'm listening to prepping podcasts. I'm listening to self-sufficiency podcasts. I'm listening to YouTube advice channels. So I listen a lot to YouTube wise. Something that's really helped me when I started. I'm having a proper yak with you guys today, ain't I? YouTube wise, I listen to Buddy Express, which is like little snippets of advice on how to do thumbnails and how to make better videos, how to keep it engaging, how not to, how to edit things and stuff like that. I listen to Tube Creators, which is where they talk to people with different sized channels and their experiences on YouTube. Toolman Tim's workshop, this week in prepping, that is amazing. I love that. Tim's massive inspiration for me. I actually started YouTube off the back of listening to him, because he said if there's something you want to do, just start doing it. Just make it happen. Make small steps to making the dream come true. And self-sufficiency is one of them for me. I just want to be a bit more self-sufficient. I've wanted to do YouTube for a while, and I just listened to him and I thought, why am I not doing it? What if it flops? Oh, big deal. What if I get no one watching? Big deal. I still carry on, still share. Just do it for the love of doing it, and look where we are today. Yes, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I try and keep motivated. So although I'm driving around doing deliveries, and obviously I'm earning money and supporting my family, I'm trying to educate myself, trying to better myself. I'm trying to focus on things and not just waste my time. And then I'll get the weekends and I just want to do stuff. And I think, get up and go is important. And I try to teach that to the kids as well. And the kids, this week with this weather, there's no sports clubs on. So when I'm going to go home just later on, Shai wants to paint some Warhammer, which is I love, because that's something I used to do when I was a kid. So I'm going to get in on that with him. We've been doing that for the last few weeks. Oh, it's got so much more expensive though. I remember as a kid, like it was nowhere near as expensive, but it's a fun hobby. Gets him off his screen. We sit there, we chat, listen to a bit of music, and we paint some models. And my daughter, she's well into her movies now, so we're watching lots of horror movies. We're constantly watching, she showed me a movie last night when Vicky went out. So I did some painting with Shia last night, and then after he'd finished, he went upstairs to play with his mates on his computer, and me and Peyton sat down and watched a horror movie. So yeah, just trying to do things, just spending time with family and stuff like that. Anyway, I've had a lovely chat with you guys. It's been different when there's no Vicky. I miss Vicky down here. I'm sure she'll make it down next week. But fair play for her, letting her hair down, having a night out. I think it started off as a cheese and wine Christmas kind of get together, and then just turned into an all-out drinking session, party, I think. But I remember she came home last night and I texted her saying I've left the key somewhere outside, because I was tired from work, so I just went to bed. I fell asleep on the sofa about 10:30. And I got a knock on the window at 3 o'clock in the morning, because she didn't see the message and she didn't know how to get in. So she's at home feeling sorry for herself. But I do miss her down here. She definitely makes it more fun, and she is an absolute grafter. So you've just had to put up with me this week, but it's fine, isn't it? I hope so. I hope that's all right with you guys. A little chat about life. So yeah, anyway, that's enough waffling. A massive thank you for everyone who watches these videos and jumps in the comments. Keep chatting to me, keep giving me advice, like the don't compost brambles. I need loads of advice. I need to be guided, and this channel is perfect for that. That wind's picking up. I think other than putting a few screws in the veg bed just to keep it together, I think I'm going to call it a day, guys. I am going to In Excess Garden Centre later on this afternoon with my family, with my sisters and that. I might take you along, so you might get a snippet at the end. So I'm going to check out now. So I'm just going to say thank you, and if you're not part of this channel and subscribe, jump on, subscribe, get notified when I upload videos. I try and do an allotment video at least once a week. I don't normally ramble as much as this, but with the weather being as it is, it's more talk and less work. It's usually the other way around. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be. Yeah, leave us a comment, give us a like. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. I'll check back in next week. Next week might be the last one before Christmas. Might wear my Santa's hat down here. And hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. I tried to do a video down the In Excess Garden Centre, but it was heaving because it's Christmas and they had all their Christmas stuff up. I did come away with a few bits. We initially went down there to buy a Christmas present of a fruit tree. We come away with an apricot tree and we actually got an almond tree as well, but they're not for me. I did pick up a few bits. So I got this for the incredibly high price of £1, and it has a terracotta tub in it. And this little kit here. There were the other ones, but I'm not too worried about. I don't use a lot of parsley. The chives one's pretty cool, but there was a pot there and it was broken. But you get a terracotta pot, some soil, and then the seeds. So I thought we could stick that on the windowsill for some Japanese greens. I got some more garlic because I absolutely love garlic, and I want to grow a few more than the cloves we've got down the allotment. This one's starting to shoot already, so we need to get that in next week. I'm going to put them in some pots in the greenhouse actually, so we'll do that next week in the episode. And then I picked up some cheap seeds because I want to see how decent the germination is on some cheap seeds. Picked up some cabbage to sow later in the year, and I picked up some beetroot, and because I want to do some pickled beetroot and pickled gherkins in next year's harvest. And then I got these beautiful looking flowers because after we had our chat down the allotment, I thought these would be a nice idea to try and grow for Vicky, because don't they look pretty? So if we can get some of them, I thought they'd be a nice little thing to do for Vicky. One other thing just before I leave, the fence panels at the allotment as I was leaving came down. I took a picture, I'll put it up at the end of this. Gonna have to spend a few hours down there tomorrow, put some new posts in, put some new fences up, because you can't leave it down like that. The wind and the rain got the better of it. It was covered in ivy and definitely needs sorting out. So we'll be back down there tomorrow to get that done. Hopefully see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye bye.